A billionaire CEO stuck in Lagos traffic sees a beggar woman and her little girl, but when he looks closer, he realizes it's someone from his past. He takes them home, and what happens next will leave you speechless. If you love heartwarming and surprising stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episodes. Nathan, a billionaire tech mogul in an African country, was on his way to an important meeting. His driver navigated slowly through the usual traffic of a familiar street. This road was notorious for congestion, and as the car crawled forward, Nathan glanced out the window. His eyes suddenly locked on a woman sitting by the roadside, a figure from his past. There, on the dusty curb, sat Amara, and next to her, a little girl. Amara had once been his closest friend at the Iwa orphanage 12 years ago. But this was not the vibrant, dream-filled young woman he remembered. She sat with one hand outstretched, begging, her eyes empty and tired. The sight of her stirred something deep in Nathan. Worry, sorrow, and disbelief. He couldn't just drive past. Nathan stopped the car, stepped out, and walked toward her. "Amara, is that you?" he asked in a low voice. She looked up, her eyes unfamiliar at first, not recognizing him right away. Her hair was unkempt, her clothes worn out, and her face gaunt. It broke Nathan's heart. "Nathan?" she finally whispered, hesitantly. He nodded. "Yes, it's me. I can't believe you're here. Like this." Amara gave a faint, bitter smile. "And I can't believe my old friend is standing here looking at me this way." Nathan stepped closer. "You can't live like this, Amara. I want to help." She let out a dry laugh. "Help? People pity me all the time, Nathan. It doesn't change anything." Ignoring her resistance, he said, "Get in the car. I can't leave you here." Amara stared at him, tired and uncertain. "Do you really mean that?" "I do," he said without hesitation. "Let's go talk." She hesitated, then stood. The little girl stood too, clutching her mother's hand. With weary steps, they walked toward the car. Amara didn't know where they were going, but for the first time in a long while, she felt a flicker of hope. Inside the car, Nathan stayed silent, deep in thought. But one thing was clear in his heart. He was doing the right thing. Amara didn't belong on the streets. He would help her rebuild, no matter how difficult the road ahead. As the car pulled up in front of a large house, Amara looked out the window, still unable to believe what was happening. Just minutes ago, she had refused Nathan's offer. But now, here she was, sitting in his luxury vehicle, being driven to a place she never even dared to imagine. Stepping out of the car, she felt lightheaded. Nathan hadn't taken her to a hotel or temporary shelter. He had brought her to his home, a grand, spacious mansion filled with everything she'd long stopped dreaming about through the years of hardship. Amara walked inside without a word, her eyes wide with disbelief. Expensive decor, elegant furnishings. Everything around her screamed a life so far removed from her reality. She felt like an intruder in Nathan's private world. "Make yourself at home," Nathan said gently but firmly. "I want you to feel safe here. Rest for a bit, then we'll talk." She gave a faint nod and sank into the couch, too exhausted to speak. Her mind swirled with questions she couldn't answer. Memories of their childhood came rushing back. The days at the orphanage, the dreams they once shared. But so did the pain of her own journey. The separation, the failures, the poverty she had endured. Nathan sat across from her in silence, knowing she needed space to process everything. But deep in his heart, he knew one thing: he wanted to help Amara. Not just out of nostalgia, but because he believed she deserved a chance to be seen, to heal, to thrive. Finally, Amara broke the silence, her voice low and cautious. Why are you doing this? Why help me? After all that's happened, Nathan met her eyes without hesitation. Because I never forgot you, Amara. We were best friends, you know that. But it's more than that. You don't deserve the life you've been living. I see more in you. I want you to see it too. She lowered her gaze, hands clenched tightly. She couldn't understand why someone like Nathan, a man with wealth and power, would care about someone like her, who had lost everything. What do you think I can do? She asked, doubt heavy in her tone. I've lost it all. I missed every opportunity. Nathan stood, walking closer to her, eyes filled with quiet resolve. You haven't lost it. You just need one more chance. We'll start again, together. Amara looked up at him. Part of her wanted to believe, to reach out and hold onto that fragile hope. But another part was terrified of disappointment, of herself, of believing too much. I won't let you down, Nathan said softly. That was the last thing he spoke before silence filled the room again. Amara didn't answer, but deep inside, something had shifted. She still didn't know what to do next. But for the first time in a long time, she no longer felt completely left behind. In the first few days at Nathan's house, Amara still felt out of place. Even though Nathan did everything he could to make the space feel warm and welcoming for her and her daughter, adjusting to this new life wasn't easy. Everything around her, the expensive furniture, the modern amenities, the quiet luxury, felt like a world she didn't belong to. But Nathan didn't rush her. He understood that Amara needed time to adapt. He gave her and her daughter a private room, cozy, sunlit, and filled with gentle warmth. The bed was soft, the decor elegant yet simple, and the space invited rest. Still, Amara couldn't shake the feeling that she was just a guest in someone else's life. One morning, Nathan stepped into the room and found her sitting by the window, gazing out at the garden. Her daughter was playing on the swing, and for once, Amara's eyes didn't seem lost. They seemed to be searching quietly for something beyond the moment. Are you okay? Nathan asked softly. Amara turned and offered a faint smile. I just need a little more time to adjust, she said. You've already given me more than I ever expected. Nathan moved closer and sat across from her. I want this place to feel like your home, not just a temporary shelter. Amara nodded, but her eyes still carried a trace of sadness. Home feels too far away now. I don't even know what that means anymore. Nathan paused, then spoke with gentle firmness. Don't worry, Amara. Things will change. I'll help you find yourself again. But first, you have to start by learning to love yourself. Amara looked at him, quietly absorbing his words. She could feel the honesty in his voice. And while doubt still lingered in her heart, there was also something else. Comfort. Nathan stood and walked toward the door. You don't have to do anything right away. I'm here, just to support you. She remained seated, but this time, she no longer felt so alone. She was beginning to understand that maybe, just maybe, she could change. She could start again. But only if she was willing to step out of the darkness and face what lay ahead. Don't let your past define your future, Nathan said gently over his shoulder before walking out, leaving Amara alone with a fresh wave of thoughts about who she was and who she might still become. Amara slowly began to adjust to her new life. She no longer had to worry about her next meal or finding a safe place to sleep. With Nathan's help, her life had started to stabilize, but deep down, the shadows of her past still lingered. She often thought about the failures, the poor decisions that had led her life down an unexpected and painful path. Those memories still haunted her, stirring guilt and insecurity. Nathan, sensing her inner struggle, often tried to spark deeper conversations. One evening, as they sat together sipping tea in the living room, he gently broke the silence. "You know, through all the ups and downs in my journey to success, I've learned many lessons," he said, his gaze steady. "But one of the most important is this: never give up, no matter how hard it gets or how many mistakes you make." Amara looked at him, her expression uneasy. "So what do you think I'm supposed to do now? It feels like it's too late for me to change." Nathan smiled, not with joy, but with empathy. "We all have a past, Amara. What matters is how we choose to face it. Everyone makes mistakes, but only those who stand up and fight to change can truly rebuild their lives." His words struck a chord. For the first time, Amara saw a flicker of hope. She wasn't a prisoner of her past. She was still someone with potential, someone who could rise again. "So what should I do?" she asked quietly, doubt still in her voice. Nathan paused, then gently placed his hand over hers. "First, you have to forgive yourself. Only when you learn to love and accept who you are, including your mistakes, can you truly move forward." Amara pulled her hand back slightly, the weight of his words pressing on her. But a part of her knew he was right. She had carried the burden of her past for too long, punishing herself endlessly. Maybe it was time to let go and allow herself to begin again. "I'll try," she whispered. It was the first time she admitted to herself that change might be possible. "But I'm not sure I know how." Nathan gave a soft chuckle. "Neither do I, but I believe in you. And the most important thing is not to give up." From that day on, Amara started to embrace the changes around her. She joined self-development sessions, learned how to manage her emotions, and slowly regained the confidence she had lost. Day by day, she made progress. The road was still long, but in her heart, a small light had begun to glow. A new belief, a quiet strength, and a hope that she might truly rise again. Amara's relationship with Nathan had shifted quickly. What started as empathy and a budding friendship slowly grew into something deeper. As they spent more time together, walking through the garden, sharing quiet conversations, the connection between them evolved beyond just care and kindness. One evening, under the soft glow of garden lights, Nathan and Amara sat side by side on a bench. The silence between them was filled with unspoken emotion. Amara could sense a tension in the air, a quiet energy telling her that something was about to change. "Amara, do you ever think about the future?" Nathan asked, breaking the silence with a calm, steady voice. She looked up at him, surprised. "The future?" she echoed with a soft, nervous laugh. "Honestly, I haven't thought much about it lately. I've just been trying not to drown in the past." Nathan turned toward her, his eyes gentle but firm. "You deserve a future, Amara. A good one. You're not just someone who needs help. You're someone with the power to change her own life. And there's something I've never told you. I truly admire you." Amara looked away, overwhelmed. His words felt like waves, both comforting and terrifying. "Nathan, don't. I can't." "You can," he interrupted gently, taking her hand in his. "I'm not saying this because I see you as weak. I love you, Amara. I love you for being strong, for surviving everything you've been through. I love you for who you are, not for what you've lost." Her heart tightened. She couldn't deny that a part of her had grown to care for Nathan too. But she was scared. Scared this was just sympathy. Scared she'd disappoint him like she had disappointed others. But his sincere gaze made it hard to turn away. "I love you," Nathan repeated, his voice steady. "I've loved you for a long time, Amara. But I didn't want to rush you or make you feel pressured. I just want you to know whatever path you choose, I'll be here. Not just for you, but for your daughter too." Silence fell. His words weren't easy confessions. They were truths spoken from the heart. Amara felt her chest tighten, not with fear, but with an unfamiliar warmth. Still, the doubt lingered. "So what do you want from me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "You've given me so much already. I don't want to ruin everything because of feelings I don't understand." Nathan gave a soft smile. There was a calm strength in his eyes that soothed her. "I don't need anything from you right now. I just want you to know we can walk this journey together. From now on, everything is your choice. But I believe with you we could build something beautiful. Not just for you, but for me too." Amara could no longer hold back. She leaned toward him, eyes glistening with tears, not of pain, but of quiet joy. She didn't say a word, but her heart felt at peace for the first time in a long while. Nathan wrapped his arms around her gently, as if embracing a soul that had waited too long for comfort. "I'll wait for you, Amara. No matter how long it takes for you to find your way back to yourself. I'll be right here." Their love story wasn't a fairy tale from the start. It was built slowly, on understanding, respect, and healing. In that moment, Amara realized she didn't need to be perfect. She just needed to be honest. And so did Nathan. As the garden lights dimmed and only the moonlight remained, they sat together in silence. What they shared was no longer just a connection. It was love. Quiet, growing, hopeful. If this story touched your heart, please share it with others and let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories waiting just for you.